Welcome back to the Perinatal Podcast, the mini episodes. I am Meg Duke, and I am elated as always to have you here. We're going to do a couple of quick emails that have been sent in to me to talk about mental health, focus, family, just all the validation I think all of us need. I appreciate each one of you so very much for taking the time to write in, tell us your stories, share your experiences, ask your questions. Um, yeah, actually, I'd love, as much as I love the stories that you all are giving, I also want to open up if you all have questions, maybe a question for me or a question I can put out to the rest of everybody listening, and we can have people write in and give answers to your questions. Or I don't know, let's mix it up a little bit. Anything that comes to you and you'd love to hear about. We're here for that. So let's jump right in. This one is called The Sticky Note Surprise. One morning, I packed my kids' lunch and had a rare moment of clarity. I wasn't running late, I wasn't scrambling. So, on a whim, I grabbed a sticky note and wrote, "You are kind, you are smart, and you are so loved. Have a great day." And I stuck it in their lunchbox and forgot about it. That afternoon, they came home clutching the note like it was a golden ticket. "Mom, I loved this. Can you do it again?" I hadn't expected such a big reaction, but from that day on, I made it a habit. Sometimes I write a joke, sometimes I write a reminder, and sometimes just a little heart. On tough mornings when I don't have the right words in the moment, I know the note will still be waiting for them at lunch. What started as a tiny gesture became a small but meaningful connection in the middle of their day, and now they've started leaving little notes for me too. Oh, I love that. I found one in my bag last week that said, "You're the best mom." I'll keep that one forever. That's so sweet. I actually have a friend that I've known since elementary school. Um, hmm, excuse me. So I just recently, sorry for the tangent, but not sorry at all. I did just recently switch from 30 milligrams of Vyvanse to 40, and my body is getting used to it, and my dry mouth is epic. So I will be drinking a lot through this recording and future episodes and everything that you'll see for sure until my body reaches some homeostasis. But I do always encourage anybody, if you are on an ADHD medication, make sure you are checking in with your dentist and dental provider to make sure you're talking about any symptoms of dry mouth and good oral hygiene, all of that. So, anyway, the tangent there. But I have a friend that I've known since elementary school, and she writes um, interesting facts of the day, just the most random things. I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but that made me think of that when I read it. Well, she'll be like, "Did you know baby beluga whales can carry, I don't know, some," anyway, I should have had one ready, but that was not, I didn't come prepared. But I love that. And I think it's probably fun for the kids to get to see that and read that. I can't wait for my kids to be, well, I can wait. I can wait. I can wait. But one of the things that I'll be excited about when my kids are older is that they'll be able to read. I have little fun little like clips that have notes on them, and I think it'll be fun to do some of that, but also acknowledging that is one more thing for you have to do. So as it works for you, right? As it works for you. All right, here's the next one. I used to sit down with a long to-do list, convinced I could power through it all. And every time I'd get distracted, lose steam, and end up feeling defeated. One day I heard about the three-task rule, and I decided to give it a shot. Instead of tackling everything, I picked just three things to focus on. That day, my list was one, pay the bills, two, send one email I'd been avoiding, and three, fold one basket of laundry. That was it. If I did more, great. But if I only did those three, that was enough. It worked. I felt accomplished instead of overwhelmed. And the best part, it gave me momentum. Once I finished my three tasks, I usually had the energy to keep going. But even on rough days, I still ended with a small win. Now, instead of getting lost in an endless list, I focus on three things at a time. And honestly, it's made all the difference. Whew, that is such a good one. I talk all the time with my clients about piecing things out, small pieces here and there, this and that, this and that. It can feel so overwhelming for us when we try to do it all at once. And so making sure that we're doing it in small pieces like that is such a good thing. When I took my kids to New York and it was rough, my good friend, hi Stacy, she lives in Brooklyn, and she was like, "Yeah, let's take everything off the list for tomorrow. What's the one thing you want to do?" Maybe two. And honestly, it did make all the difference because I knew my expectation was to be able to go to Central Park and to go and try this pizza in the West Village. And also, just for the record, Bleecker Street Pizza is, and remains the best pizza in New York. So we tested other ones, and I'm correct. So, but it really does when you have all these things to do, even if it's for fun, if it's for work, if it's for household chores, whatever, if you can do it in a way that's setting yourself up for success like this. It's so helpful and in smaller pieces too. So I love, 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 love that one. I haven't heard that broken up that way, the three task rule. So big fan. Thank you for that. The slow morning experiment. Mornings in my house used to be absolute chaos. Running late, forgotten backpacks, cold coffee. Ooh, I feel you on that. I can't tell you how many times some days I microwave my tea once, twice, three times a lady. Okay. Every day felt like a fire drill. One morning, after a particularly stressful start, I thought, what if we tried slowing down? The next day, I woke up 15 minutes earlier. Instead of rushing straight into the morning hustle, I sat with my coffee and took a few deep breaths before waking the kids. We turned on music instead of the TV. I made breakfast without multitasking. We even managed to eat together instead of stuffing granola bars in our faces on the way out the door. That small shift changed everything. The kids were calmer, I was calmer, and somehow we still made it out the door on time. I won't pretend every morning is peaceful now. We still have our share of "where are your shoes?" all in cap letters moments. But slowing down even just a little has made our mornings feel less like a battle and more like a beginning. I want to hold space for every one of these mini episodes that we've ever done. You have to do what works for you. So not everything is going to work for every family. And I really appreciate everyone sending in what has worked for yours. And we can all try this in a certain way. Maybe you're already getting up so early that 15 more minutes absolutely would be the breaking point for you. So that is what it is. But then what are we doing the night before? Are we deciding on breakfast the night before so that when we come downstairs, it's all there's no what and who and what and maybe and this and that, like we know exactly what you're getting or something else that we can be doing. I love the idea of getting up a couple of minutes extra, taking some time for you, heaven forbid. But I do acknowledge that that isn't a realistic thing for everybody. So in that same spirit, what can you be doing differently with the same energy and the same goal for that? So I love that. I love each and every single one of you, my darlings, for writing in. Please continue to write in your ideas, your thoughts, your story, funny stories, even. It doesn't have to be like, I really love that a lot of you have like tips and tricks, but also like funny stories, family stories, anything that'll get us all kind of in a good mood. But of course, the validation, anything of that. And then, of course, yeah, like I said, questions too would be very fun to do kind of a Q&A mini episode. And if you have a chance, please go and hit 5 stars, like, rate, subscribe, all of that. Would really appreciate that. That's what keeps the algorithm going, which keeps sharing the stories with everybody else. If you get a chance as well, please text this link to your friends and let them hear it as well. And we look forward to hearing you next week. Be curious, not judgmental. See you next time.